wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast, Kalet Kembar Podcast. Okay, today we are here to discuss a podcast about the whether smoking should be allowed in the campus area. Together with my partner Nick Valdisetiansyah, this is one of the topics in our PBL material and also one of the controversial issue because it involves health, freedom, and the academic environment. Okay, Valdi, can you explain your opinion about our topic today titled Smoking in Campus Area? Okay, thank you, Valdo. I really believe and support the idea that smoking should not be allowed on campus. I have a few reasons why it should not be allowed. Okay, first, smoking produces cigarette smoke that harms non-smoker. Non-smoking students are forced to inhale toxic substances, and this clearly violates their right to a healthy environment, which can make them passive smoker, causing more harm than the smoker themselves. Besides that, smoking can make students spend money wastefully and does not. Students need to save money to pay for tuition. Next, the smell of cigarette smokes also describe consequences while studying. Then the campus should be a comfortable place for students to focus on learning, not a place filled with unhealthy cigarette smoke. Finally, the university has to set an example for the community and should promote a healthy lifestyle. Okay, would Fadi mean giving an example to support your argument? Okay, of course, I don't mean. Okay, for example, nowadays many universities around the world have implemented a total smoking ban policy. For instance, at Nusa Cendana University in Kupang, since June 2026, they have enforced a total smoking ban across the entire campus, and the result is a cleaner, healthier, more productive campus environment, which also improves the university's reputation. Implementing a smoke-free campus is not just a health policy, but also an investment in the quality of the learning environment, which can potentially boost student concentration and academic performance. I'm sorry, but I cannot agree with the idea that smoking should be allowed because it clearly harms health and academic focus. Okay, right. Some people think that smoking is a personal choice. What's your take on it? Please explain. Okay, I appreciate that argument because everyone has the right to express their opinion. But personal freedom should not harm others. Smoking in public areas can affect everyone around the smoker. To protect the majority of non-smokers, it's better to provide a designated smoking area outside the campus. That's why smokers still have their freedom, but non-smokers are not forced to suffer from the cigarette smoke. Okay, thank you for your explanation, Valdi. So the conclusion is that smoking greatly affects health, concentration, and the university reputation. That is a strong argument with real example that you have also explained. Thank you, Valdi.
You're welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to our podcast called Kembar Podcast. Okay, today we are here to discuss a podcast about the impact of fuel price increases with my partner Nivaldo Septiansya. This is one of the topic in our PBL material. Can you share your thoughts, Valdo, on our topic today, titled the impact of fuel prices increases?
Okay, yes, I will give my opinion regarding the increase in the fuel price. This increase has negative impacts, especially for students and the general public. First, when fuel prices go up, transportation costs for people also increase. Furthermore, this causes the distribution cost of goods or food to rise higher than before, which eventually triggers inflation. And lastly, student or employer who rely on public transportation will suffer because fares becomes more expensive due to the higher fuel costs. I apologize, but with the increase in fuel prices, especially Pertamax, I ask that upper middle class people do not switch to using Pertalite. Okay? Because Pertalite is specifically subsidies for those who are less well off. So please, upper middle class people should continue using non-subsidies. Continue using non-subsidies fuel amid the increase in non-subsidies fuel price. Okay, Valdo, can you give a logical explanation that supports your opinion? Okay, sure. For example, in Indonesia, every time full price go up, the cost of food and transportation also rise. This show a direct relationship between fuel price and the people daily expenses. To reduce the impact, the government should provide subsidies for public transportation. Fuel prices, which affect transportation costs, also impact inflation and people financial condition, especially students. For instance, Warta Kota reported in June 2026 that the price of Pertamax rose from 1,200 per liter to 16,000, while Pertamax Green 95 increased to 70,000. At the same time, the price of basic necessities like rice, cooking oil, and chili also skyrocketed, adding pressure on the households and students.
Okay, some people say that raising fuel prices are necessary for economic stability. What do you think, Valdo?
I agree that sometimes fuel prices need to be adjusted, but the government also has to consider the social impact. Students from low-income families are the most vulnerable. If fuel price go up without adequate subsidies, the gap will get even bigger. Education should be accessible to everyone, but rising costs make it harder for students. from lower middle class family to continue their studies and can lead to other problems like dropping up, widespread unemployment, and most dangerously the rise of crime in various areas due to limited access to education and high education costs. As well as increases daily expensive and transportation costs because of the fuel price hike. Okay, would you like to suggest a solution for this problem? Yes, to reduce the impact, the government should provide subsidies for public transportation and scholarship for students. Another solution is that the government should be able to process raw material into the fuel oil, which meant the government wouldn't need to import fuel from abroad, and in that way, fuel price could definitely be more stable without relying on export-import activities in the fuel sector. That are the I give. Thank you. All right. Thanks for your explanation. That was a very critical and academic discussion. Thank you, Father.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.